What's up, guys? I'm here with Isa. We are at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. We're in the S-Gates, which is crazy. I've never been to S-Gates before. We're going to Europe for 80 days. Kind of crazy. I'm a little scared, but also excited. Don't know what to expect. Okay, we made it into Iceland. The plane was kind of crazy. They had all these screens for everyone, and they only had a USB-C charger. The American sitting next to me was like, what? Yeah, it got light super fast. We left at 11:30 p.m. I was like, okay, so it'll be light like when we land, but it was light at like 2 a.m. Isa came up to me. She's like, do you have, like, can you, like, I can't sleep. And I was like, well, yeah, it's like light in here. We made it, got through the border patrol, we got a stamp, my first ever stamp on my passport. We're now walking along the side of the airport to the small town of Castelfiorentino. Not Reykjavik, the one known for like most of the other stuff, but Castelfiorentino. There's this little nice walking path, bike path, and it's about 2 miles. We'll see what it has to offer. Just went to this little grocery mart slash convenience store, got some grapes and some cheese, and like the guy could just tell we were American. Isa went up, not saying anything. He's like, oh, hello. So Castelfiorentino overall, so it had the store, that was nice, like some houses. It had the ocean, which was cool, but it was so cold, so we're on our way back. But the path is really nice too. I like the path. Okay, so we're in Switzerland. We landed. We took a blah blah car with this guy from France, and like he was listening to like all American rap music, which is kind of crazy. And but he dropped us kind of far away from my dad's friend Gary's house. That's who we're staying with first. And so now we're walking to his house. It's like 2 miles. It's hot and muggy out, but the hotness is like.
There's like a what's it called? Olympic park.
Oh really?
Olympics.
Oh yeah, the Olympics. Oh. So it is the next day. We had a great dinner with my dad's friend Gary last night. He let us stay the night. We slept 12 hours, but we probably needed it. We are somewhat adjusted to the jet lag a little bit. And it's the 4th of July, but to everyone else, it's like, yeah, it's like a Friday. Yeah, so we're just walking around town. We're looking for a bakery right now. Not like they're hard to find, but we're just looking for the right one, you know? So we're here on the promenade next to Lake Geneva. Right here, we got the Alps on the other side. Crazy. We got the Hotel de Beau Rivage right here, and Gary was like, oh yeah, we're gonna meet near the Hotel de Beau Rivage, this really fancy hotel. And like we passed like 3 fancy hotels on the way. We're like, oh, this must be it, right? No, it actually wasn't it until we got to the water. I was like, whoa, there's so many fancy buildings here. We're here walking outside the Olympic Museum, the Musée des Olympiques, and it's pretty cool. It looks so royal, like walking up to it. People taking pictures. We're on this like track right now, which is pretty cool. So we stumbled upon this random park by the lake. It had this like kind of shrine thing. It's like a sister city type thing with Thailand. Outside the Olympic Museum, they have these like neat bathrooms. They had one in San Francisco, but it was literally one. And it's like you go in and it like washes the entire bathroom. And then like you can go, the next person goes in, and it's crazy. We just went to the Salvation Army. Isa got
I had to carry my camera in a bag.
Yeah. We just wet our heads. They have all these fountains around here, just like for people to use, fill up their water and stuff. But they're nice and they're decorative, but they're also useful. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And at the Salvation Army, Isa used all French with the guy. She was like, "D'accord." I was like,
I was so quiet.
Yeah, I think he thought you were French.
I did. Hey.
We got the Royal Savoy right there. Look at that fancy hotel. We are here in Montreux for the Jazz Festival, which they have every year. We're gonna check it out, see what happens. We have our picnic view right here. We got Lake Geneva. This is the end of it, the other end, the non-Geneva end. Here we got a great view of the houses on the lake right here. It's pretty wild. There's a bridge back there that has like the interstate on it or something. So we had some of this cheese for lunch, and I'm not gonna lie, it smelled like a litter box a little bit, and like it just kind of sticks to your fingers. So then like every time I reach like my hand up, I'm like, ooh, I get a whiff of it. I'm like, what's crazy about these mountains is that like in Washington there's mountains like this, but like you got to go all the way to Snoqualmie Pass to see them, while like in Switzerland it's like they're just across the water. It's like, what? That's crazy. There's a city and then these giant mountains. It's pretty wild. Now we're walking to this castle. Actually, we've been walking to this castle on the lake here, and it looks kind of like Dracula, you know. It's kind of scary. We're walking across the moat to the castle. It's kind of scary, but it's pretty cool. It's nice and cool over here with the water, so that's nice. We stop and smell the roses. So we're in this old town of Montreux, and Issa pointed out that it looks like the good place. This is interesting. On this board, there's like a European bias. Like when you see the Earth, usually you see the Americas, North and South, but here you see Europe and Africa. It's like, It is the next day. We're in Bern, Switzerland. We ended up leaving Montreux before any jazz actually started playing, but we did have a good time just walking around the city, walking along the mountains. We got a ride from this Dutch guy this morning. He took us to Bern. He was really nice. He had this like really old Volvo that he like worked. What?
Reminded us of our friend Ryan Welsh in Washington. Had the same vibe.
Yeah, he had just come from like backpacking or like hiking in the Alps,
climbing.
the outdoor climbing. Yeah. And he was like fixing up. He had his car that he had fixed up, and like it was just so like granola, you know. We got this epic bridge going across the river. I think it's called the R River. I don't really know. What's interesting so far is that it now, like, since everyone's speaking German, it feels like we're in Germany. And when we were in the French-speaking part of Switzerland, it felt like we were in France. But, like, we've just been in Switzerland the whole time. And it's like, wait, what? Because, like, the languages. We have a California Republic flag here in Bern. Pretty crazy. I must not have realized that Switzerland's actually hosting the Women's Euros 2025. So they got all this stuff, like, around here for tourists and things. Pretty cool. It is the next day, so we stayed at this free community hostel, and it was interesting. It's just like people sharing good vibes, you know, and like I felt pretty safe there, you know. It was just a lot of interesting people, you know, but good people. Right here we got like I think like the Congress or Parliament building of Switzerland. I don't know. So, I mean, think about this. They make all these like important decisions in this building. And like Switzerland's one of the most prosperous nations in the world. So I think they're doing a pretty good job. Yeah. We get a great look at the city of Bern right here with the river. We got this little mountain up there, kind of a hill. But wow, I mean, look at the architecture, a lot of red. You can kind of see the road winding through the little buildings. That's pretty cool. So we're out here, we were doing a picnic, but then it started dumping rain and thundering everywhere. So now we're walking back in the rain, but we're only like I think we're 2 miles from the hostel, so we gotta walk, but it's okay. It's not too bad. We've been wandering around for about an hour in the rain, but it's good to see a familiar face. We've been going to this place we thought was called Coop all over town. We were like, Coop, let's go to Coop. But we were talking to this girl who's at the hostel with us, and she's German, and she's like, she's like, oh, co-op? You mean you guys going to co-op? We were like, oh, we never even considered that. Like, that's crazy. So we made it one more night in the hostel. It was pretty good. I'll give it 5 stars. Partially because he asked me to, but also because it was good. Yeah, so if you're ever in Bern, you should check out Staying in Bern, free community hostel, because it's an interesting experience. But yeah, so we say goodbye to Switzerland. We're gonna make our way to France now, which it's supposed to be maybe a little colder, maybe, I don't know. We'll find out. So we made it to Lyon, France. Pretty lively city. I was a little scared. I didn't know what to expect. But like when we were walking to like the room that we were staying at, like it was just a bunch of people walking, biking, got a lot of public transit. We crossed the Rhone River, which was pretty cool. So yeah. It's off to a good start. So it is the next day. We're in Lyon, France, by the Rhone River. We just found this swimming pool right by the river. Kind of crazy. We got a great pedestrian path here on the bridge going toward downtown. It's so wide. It's so nice. We have this pretty epic mural right here. I don't know what it's for, but I mean, like, look how grand it is. So we're here at the center of the old city. We got this epic fountain right here. We got this big hotel, looks like. Got the French flag up there.
What is the hotel?
The city hotel.
There's a subway.
Now we're crossing the second river to like another part of the city, the older part. So we'll see what's over here. So we just walked through a tremblement. What is it called?
Tremblement or something.
Tremblement. And it's apparently what like the Jewish people built during World War II. They're like little passageways with apartments in them, but like you can't really tell that they're passageways, just in case German soldiers came by.
I think they did come by.
They probably did. Yeah, but it was for the Jewish people to hide in those like apartments in the passageway. So pretty interesting. We got a pretty good vibe check right now. We got someone playing the bagpipes over here. We got like this little square. Got the little thing right there. You got like a church up there, I think. So we're here at this like Roman ruin. It's pretty crazy. There's like this like really weird music playing. Issa pointed out how it looks like Minecraft, you know? Dun, 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 dun. So we're right by this Eiffel Tower. There's the Eiffel Tower. No, just kidding. It's not the Eiffel Tower. But it's like a metallic tower kind of modeled after the Eiffel Tower. And it was finished a couple years after the Eiffel Tower. It's very small. And un peu, as they'd say in French. So Issa informed me it's actually très petite. But like I said un peu, which is like a little bit, like a little amount. But I was like, there's not much metal, is there? So it still works. Un peu. We've been walking down this corridor for quite a while. These long stairs in the woods. We got this pedestrian bridge right here. This is fantastic. Pretty epic, across the Rhone River. This French traffic is crazy. It's like... So we got into this museum, Musée des Confluences, with some student discount for free. So, Le Musée des Confluences was pretty interesting. The best exhibit was the first one we went to. It was the limited time dreaming exhibit, and it like had
David Lynch was mentioned.
Yeah, it had like David Lynch, Mulholland Drive, and it had this section. It was like dreams are not a safe place, and it had all these like scary things, but it was pretty cool, just like learning about dreams and stuff. The other attractions or exhibits were good too, like human history of animals, the Amazon. We are here, it's the next day. I'm wearing the same shirt though. We just witnessed like an epic sequence with like some camp counselor and some kids and some ducks. We got these flowers, they low-key look like the telephones from Teletubbies. Got a great entrance to this epic botanical garden. We got a lake back there, got a statue, wow. We're inside the conservatory, we got overhead. It's not too humid in here. I feel like it's hotter out there than it is in here. So that's nice. We have a fantastic bridge right here. So we're walking around the lake right here. We got this lake. And what's interesting about Europe is there's a lot more swans out here. So many swans, not many geese. Not many of the Canada geese we normally see in the Northwest. But a lot of swans, very interesting. We found this island in the middle of the lake. We got this like monument right here. It's pretty crazy. You go through a tunnel to get to the other side. So I just learned the water in the Rhone River originates in Lake Geneva. So it's like, what if we were swimming in the water that's right there right now a few days ago? That's crazy. You know, something we've noticed is that Europeans actually, like, there's this reputation that Americans, like, drink a lot of soda compared to Europeans. But we've seen a lot of people holding Coke out here, like, and they look, like, healthy. So, like, I think it's more like that they just walk more. So they do drink more soda here. That's my argument. So it's like 85 degrees. And we're on a whimsical adventure to find Isa a hat. And we're going to different thrift stores, but they're all kind of scary because they all speak French. And it's like, we found these misters. This is fantastic. We got King Louis the 14th right there, the Sun King. Reigned for a long time here in France. We were just in this like convenience store thing. I got this giant water, and like he asked me a question, and I knew the answer was yes, but I just couldn't think of what yes was in French. I was like, see, oh no, yes. So it's our last day in Lyon, but it's like so hot that like we're like, let's just chill today and like save our feet. But like our bus comes at 9:30 to take us to Paris. Yeah, so we're just like waiting here. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon, but it's super hot. What we've realized here is like in Europe, like in the US, like when you walk by, like you're in a city and you walk and you get like a whiff of something bad, it's usually like trash. It's like a trashy smell. But like in Europe, what we noticed is like it's more of like a sewage, like poopy smell when you get that bad whiff. And that's just what's weird about it. You're like, ooh. Still waiting for the bus. It's 87 degrees. It's hot. Okay, so we just got into Paris. It's 3 a.m. So, oh, another one. So I keep seeing like Remy the rat everywhere. There's so much ratatouille going on. It's so cool. So we got this bus from 9:30 to, it was supposed to get in at 3:15. We were hoping it would get in at like 4. Just hoping it would get in at 4. But it ended up getting in at 3. And I don't know how, because like we stopped for like gas. We stopped to go to the bathroom because the bathroom was broken on the bus. But we got here early.
We're in a scary area and Eric is leading us. Please, we will walk with Eric and we're gonna get mugged.
There's so many rats. We have the beautiful Seine River right here. Majestic in the moonlight. We're out here in front of the Notre Dame Cathedral. It's just like the movie. It's 4 a.m. But it's crazy. Look at that. Look how big that is. It's pretty wild. So we made it to the Eiffel Tower. Much more impressive than I thought it would be, actually. I mean, it's so old that you're like, it probably won't be that big. But it's huge. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. Okay, it's a normal time of morning. It's 7:30 now. We're still by the Eiffel Tower, the majestic Eiffel Tower. And it's pretty interesting. Paris is like pretty dirty. Like we were a little surprised. Like the guys like cleaning it up were doing a really good job. But like when we got here, like it was like there was trash all over the place. I was like, we stumbled upon this giant structure. I still don't know what it is, but it's pretty cool looking. This is kind of funny. On this building right here, they're doing construction, but they put up this like mass, but then like they gave it pillars to still make it look like fancy. But you know, I appreciate the effort. We're back at the Seine. I feel like Quasimodo, Hunchback of Notre Dame. So we're back at the cathedral, and it's crazy we came at 4 because like look at the crowd now. Crazy. There's like a line to go inside and stuff. Wow. Now, I don't know how true this is, but I heard on Jeopardy that like the spire on top, they changed it to a phoenix because it's like Notre Dame rises from the ashes. It's crazy how touristy the area we were in just was, because like this is like a few blocks later and we're just at the street and no one's here. It's so quiet. It's pretty wild. We found our place.
Baking soda, baking powder.
Isa's perusing the pastries. Isa ended up getting this thing right here. Stop! We have a military convoy right here. We have a statue here of what I think is Louis Pasteur, like the pasteurizing milk guy. He's like, let me pasteurize some milk real quick. We have this giant structure right here. I don't know what it is. So apparently it's called the Hotel des Invalides. So the Hotel of the Invalids. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Outside of this hotel, they're having like an army festival for the French army. They have like helicopters and tanks, and it's like, wow. But you know, come to think of it, it actually does make sense because this is today's Bastille Day, so it's basically like their 4th of July. They're like celebrating their patriotism here. They're recruiting for the Marines. We're walking on the Avenue des Champs-Élysées. Is that how you say it?
Champs-Élysées, yeah.
Champs-Élysées. I keep saying Champs-Élysées because I don't know how to say it. We got the Arc de Triomphe right here. I just think of Mission Impossible. You know, Tom Cruise riding around. It's pretty big. It's bigger than I thought. Got a giant French flag in the middle. That's cool. Isa pointed out that this guy looks like he hit the window while golfing. Look at that. We got the Spanish embassy right there. So we just waited a few hours for the fireworks at the Eiffel Tower.
Low-key on accident, we were like just there, and then we were like, we're so tired, we might as well just stay here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It wasn't on purpose.
Yeah. And then we just watched it for 10 minutes, and now we're leaving because we're tired. So yeah. It is the next day. We got the Moulin Rouge right here, which I thought it was just a windmill. I didn't realize that it was actually I didn't realize it was actually a theater. It is the next day. I got sick, so yes.
He's not sick, he's fine.
I had a sore throat yesterday, and I'm stuffy today, but I'm like accelerating through it. I'm feeling much better. So yeah, we're at the Luxembourg Gardens here in Paris. One of the famous gardens, I guess. Many a movie has been filmed in Luxembourg Gardens, but like the first one that comes to mind is the end of The Happening, M. Night Shyamalan, Mark Wahlberg. But I feel like there's been other stuff too, like people walking through the trees. It's crazy, this chair still works despite having 3 legs. It's crazy how much maintenance they probably do on these trees to keep them all square like that. Interesting. Okay, now that we've been in France for about like 8 days, I feel like I can say with confidence, French people love smoking. Like there's smoking everywhere, and like it's weird because like when I think of France, I don't think of like an unhealthy country. I think of a pretty healthy country, but like they're walking everywhere, but they're also smoking everywhere. So it's like, you know, they kind of like offset each other. Like in America, I feel like people don't walk like enough. So it's like people are driving everywhere, but they're not like smoking a lot. I don't see a lot of like cigarette butts everywhere, but here it's like, whoa, like straight cigarettes. I'm like, that's crazy. Like they missed the memo in like the 80s, 90s, you know, the smoking's bad. Like when we were on the bus from Switzerland to Lyon, like they were just like kind of going through, you know, like going through the stops, going through quickly, and then they just stop all of a sudden. They're like, 5-minute smoking break, 5 minutes. And it's like, wait, what? There's a smoking break on the bus? Not smoking on the bus, obviously, but like everyone, like half the bus got off and started smoking. I was like, whoa. Paris is interesting because it's separated by like all these like sections. There's 20 sections, and they call them like something that starts with an ARR. I don't know what they say because they always say it so fast, like arrondissement or something like that. But it's just weird that it's like there's like kind of an order to it, and I don't really know like the reputations of each section, but it's just like, interesting organization. We have an N here, but I don't know what it's for. It might be spelling out Sen, but I don't know. But we're here at the Louvre. We're here at the Louvre. We got the big pyramid. They have like these pillars, and like people are all just taking pictures of like the point of the pyramid. They're like touching it. So we got this giant hot air balloon right here. I think it was for the Paris Olympics that they brought it in, but I don't know. It just kind of sits here now. Pretty neat. It is the next day. We're at the Parc des Beaux-Champs, I think is how you say it. The guy we're staying with, Jean-Baptiste, he's like, this is my favorite part of Paris. So we were like, oh, we got to check this out. And it's pretty epic. They have like this kind of island in the middle, and it has this little structure on the top. So I got to go check that out. We have a waterfall right here. So it looks like the island is closed. That's really unfortunate because look how epic that is. Like, yeah, I'd love to go over there. But alas, I guess not. You know, I wouldn't come all the way to Europe without having to try Disneyland Paris. We're here at Disneyland Paris right now in Disney Village. We got Walt Disney Studios Park over there. The Disneyland Hotel behind that thing. Exciting.
So far, Disney Village has a similar layout to downtown Disney, but it is a little smaller. But like the Disney store, which is like comparable to the World of Disney in Anaheim, it does have more options with the stuffies. I did notice that. We reached the end of Disney Village already. We got the Santa Fe Lodge right there, and the Sequoia Lodge across the water. Apparently, like I think they modeled them after U.S. like areas because like Disney's an American company. That's my guess. I don't know for sure.
The hotels aren't as cool as the Disney one. These ones kind of like apartment complex. Right?
Especially the Santa Fe one.
It looks like Phoenix.
Well,
You know
Santa
how
Fe.
I feel about Phoenix.
Santa Fe.
Oh, just kidding. Cut that out.
They also have a big, grand, epic McDonald's here. I feel like maybe that's kind of like them being like, oh, the U.S., you know? So we ended up going to McDonald's.
They had a McPlant, which is a vegetarian nugget. They greenwashed me. I never eat at McDonald's because obviously there's nothing for me to eat. But they got me. The McPlant.
The McPlant. So it turns out there actually is a World of Disney store. I just missed it. You know, blended in so well with the theming. Okay, so this World of Disney was pretty cool. Like they had like these murals up on the wall, and they had like the different continents where like the characters and like the setting is from. I was like, wow, this is the attention to detail. So good. Here we got Disney's Hollywood Studios, like the second park here, like the secondary park. Kind of like California Adventure. Here we're at the epic Disneyland Hotel. It like leads the way into the park. It's like, wow. Disneyland Hotel, very fancy. Got a chandelier. Here at the end of Disney Village, they got Earl of Sandwich, a big one, crazy. They must have like some contract with them or something. But they also have this hot air balloon that you can go up in, which is pretty cool. I think you have to like get the ticket, pay for tickets, but still it goes up pretty high. So this might be the Santa Fe Hotel right here. Kind of boring. It looks like a standard Marriott. I appreciate the colors, but like there's nothing really going on here. So it turns out the boring part was actually part of the New York Hotel. So, which, like, the theming is pretty good. It's got like the skyscrapers, got Iron Man, you know. Issa was pointing out that the Disneyland Hotel is better, and I mean I can't disagree. I mean it's hard. I feel like that one's gonna be hard to beat. You know, it's just so epic. While the outside it can be a little underwhelming, the inside's actually pretty neat. It's like very like Marvel themed because there's a lot of New York characters in Marvel, very comic booky. It really captures the vibe. I like it. So we're walking between the New York Hotel and the Cheyenne and Santa Fe. I like this vibe. I like this promenade. We got nature in between the parks, or in between the hotels. Now I'm here outside the Hotel Cheyenne, very like Old West themed. You know, they got like different names. They got the Annie Oakley building, Jesse James, Billy the Kid. And then just across the little river here is the Santa Fe Hotel. This is the real Santa Fe Hotel right here. It reminds me a lot of just like Cars in general. Like just kind of like that same like Western vibe, but not like the same kind of like Old West vibe, more like a modern West vibe. Kind of interesting. Got a very deserty feel here. We got like these desert plants, you know, the rocks. Ooh, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool out here. Got a little road themed pathway right here. I like that. Issa was pointing out how much English there is around here, and there is much more English. It's easy to forget we're in France right now. It's a lot of like British English. There's a lot of British people. Like it's just weird like hearing so many accents. And then here we have the Sequoia Lodge. The Sequoia Lodge is very similar to the Grand Californian. At least it looks like that from the outside. We'll see. We got Yosemite Falls right here. I really like the Sequoia Lodge. You know, it's not quite as grand as Grand Californian, but it has the same vibe. And it's got like the very like kind of Pacific Northwest mixed with the Northern California wilderness style. You know, I like that. Last but not least, we have the Newport Bay Hotel, which at first when I saw the name, I thought it was like Newport Beach, California, because it was by the Sequoia. But it's really like the Newport, like kind of like old East Coast, like kind of like rich area because it's like the yacht club restaurant right there and stuff. So it's kind of like capturing that like kind of like, I don't know, posh New York vibe or East Coast vibe. Interesting. Outside the Newport Hotel, it's pretty epic looking across the water at the New York Hotel. I really think they did a good job at that. Just creating a great atmosphere. It is the next day. We're on our way to Disneyland Paris. And what's interesting is, so we went to all the hotels yesterday, but we're staying off property, right? But what's interesting is, like, if you're staying outside of like the Disneyland area, you have to walk at least a mile to get there, which I think is why there's so many hotels. There's like 6 of them, because like Disney bought all this property. They're like, stay here so you don't have to walk a mile. You know, it makes sense, but you know, we're walking anyway. I was explaining to Issa the rope dropping strategy. We're gonna rope drop Crush's coaster. I was like, we gotta power walk. We gotta power walk to the line so we can save as much time as possible. She'll take some convincing, but we'll get there. So non-hotel guests, which we are allowed to enter at 9:30. We're here at 8:35, and we're one of the first ones here. We're prepared. We're prepared. What can I say? It's a beautiful day for the mouse. So we got into the park at 9:27. We got in 3 minutes early. All right. Crush's coaster is 90 minutes. So we're gonna do a single rider. Pretty good. So we're in this world premiere like land. I didn't realize it was a land. It's like the lighting is good. It's like supposed to be nighttime in LA. It's pretty cool. So we ended up waiting like 35 minutes. We just got off. That was definitely worth it. What do you think? It's scary. For Ratatouille, they have this little like French land right here. It's really small, but it's like all themed like French for the ride. It's really cool. So we just went on Ratatouille. What do you think? It's cute. Yeah, I really like the 4D elements, like when the champagne went off. You got dripped on by some water, and it smelled like bread. That was good. Now we're going to Tower of Terror. So it looks like they're doing some construction here between like the Toy Story land and Tower of Terror. And they're gonna build like a Tangled little section and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. We just did Tower of Terror. What'd you think of it? So scared. Yeah, she was scared from the beginning of the line, and then the line took longer than expected. Just the anxiety building.
I was like shaking.
Yeah, during the ride she was shaking too. We're walking through Avengers Campus. It's very similar to the Anaheim one, but we're going on Avengers Flight Force. This is not in California, so it's a unique attraction here in Paris. The roller coaster. Exciting. What was the best part of the Tower of Terror?
Rod sailing. I love it.
So what do you think of the Avengers Flight Force?
It was good. It felt dangerous though.
Yeah, it went from 0 to 60 in like 1 second. It's like, whoa. It was pretty intense. So it looks like with this construction, they're building like a frozen land maybe or something. And like we can see like a small mountain out there. It's pretty cool. We're here in Toy Story Playland. It's like a smaller version of Toy Story Land in Florida. Pretty neat. A slinky dog right there. Now we're gonna try out Cars Road Trip. It's like this big like tour kind of thing. Yeah, let's see. Cars Road Trip was a little better than I was expecting. Like it kind of pulled some elements from like the Universal tram, like with the earthquake and stuff like that. I was like, oh, pleasant surprise, you know? We're walking around like the Hollywood land. It's like very similar to California Adventure. Got that old Hollywood feel, very cool. Okay, we got everything we wanted to done, plus Cars Road Trip in 40. We're gonna be in Disneyland most likely, so we're gonna check it out. Okay, so we just entered Disneyland Paris. We got Disneyland Hotel behind us. Beignet. We're gonna go get a beignet. We're here on Main Street, and it's fantastic. It's so weird because it's like an alternate reality Disneyland, which I mean it kind of is, but yeah. We ended up getting the beignet, and it was perfect. It was the cable car bake shop. It was San Francisco themed.
I love San Francisco.
So that was pretty cool. So we're here in Discoveryland, similar to Tomorrowland. We're gonna try Hyperspace Mountain, similar to Space Mountain, obviously. It's too hot, and the line is too long. So we're gonna try Pirates of the Caribbean instead. What did you think of Pirates of the Caribbean?
It's cool.
It was
A
cool.
little scary.
Yeah, there were 2 drops. There was a picture, a little different from California. And we're gonna check out this adventure aisle a little bit, see what's going on. We're here inside the Skull Rock. Pretty interesting. So now we're walking through Frontierland, and it's got like this Thunder Mesa feel. And so apparently Phantom Manor, which is like Haunted Mansion, and Thunder Mountain Railroad, they're kind of connected. There's like a storyline that ties them both together, so that'll be cool to see. So we just did Phantom Manor. What do you think of Phantom Manor?
It was good. It got stopped a lot. So
Yeah, it get stopped a lot. It did the thing like, you know, playful spooks have interrupted our tour.
Playful spirits have interrupted our tour.
But see, this plays into like the story of the Phantom Manor. It's like the miners like dug too deep and found something they didn't expect to find. Over here, there's like this little graveyard thing by Phantom Manor. Yeah, what's interesting about Phantom Manor is like, I think I prefer the original Haunted Mansion. It's just a classic, you know. But I really did like the twist of like this phantom like haunting the entire manor and how it plays in the Thunder Mountain Railroad. Like it's that old west kind of ghost vibe, and that was really cool. I felt like it gave a little oomph to the story. So we just ate at the Casa de Coco. Pretty good vibe in there. And they closed Thunder Mountain Railroad. And normally I like to overhear what the cast members tell people, like when it's gonna open, but they're speaking in French. So I'm like, we were just passed by Baloo from Jungle Book. What's cool about this Sleeping Beauty castle is you could actually go under and look at like this dragon that's under there. So we're gonna do that right now. We're in Discoveryland, ready to ride Hyperspace Mountain.
Welcome to Hyperspace Mountain.
This Space Mountain seems more intense. It has like the over-the-head lap bar kind of thing. What did you think of Hyperspace
It was crazy.
Mountain?
I hit my head.
Yeah. It was a launch coaster. I did not know that. Like it was crazy. Inversions, 360, loop-de-loop. It outdid the Disneyland one, honestly. Now we're trying out this Nautilus attraction. It's like based off the Jules Verne novels. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Now we're gonna try Alice's Curious Labyrinth. The labyrinth was a little more confusing than I was expecting. I thought it'd be pretty easy.
It was easy.
Yeah. Issa got us through. She went the right way.
But then he wanted to go back to see more. So
Yeah.
we got lost on purpose.
Issa was nice enough to give me this crazy donut ice cream for my birthday. We're here walking through the Discovery Arcade. It's one of the undercover areas by Main Street. Apparently they made it like this because it rains a lot here in Paris. I feel like this dessert represents what our friend Jean-Baptiste would say, typical American. So it looks like if it's raining, they open the stores up in here, which is pretty cool. So we also went through the Liberty little passageway, and we get like little posters here. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Now we're making our way through Adventureland to the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril. The roller coaster, Indiana Jones roller coaster. Pretty cool. The wait said 20 minutes, and it's been 4. Pretty good. So what did you think of Indiana Jones?
It was good. It was scary.
Scary. It reminded me of Goofy Sky School from California Adventure, but a little more rickety and a little more intense. There was like a loop-de-loop, so it was like, ooh, you know, but it was good. It was good. I liked it. We're here going on It's a Small World. I heard this one's really good. I love the design. Very pink. It fits into the land. There's so much pink around us.
We also look cute.
So we've gotten everything we want to done, except for Thunder Mountain Railroad. I've gotten everything I want to done, except for Thunder Mountain Railroad. So we're deciding to endure the 45-minute wait. So we did Thunder Mountain Railroad. It was actually an hour wait, but it was worth it. Like that was definitely better than the Disney World and Land one. That was crazy. That was good. Issa was screaming the whole time, or at least most of it. Yeah.
Ooh, they have a blue pineapple.
So we're here at Park Close. Oh yeah, I got a Rex. Oh yeah. They like hype you out. You know, they're like playing this music like it's like a dance party. It's kind of crazy because at Disneyland it's very like mellow when you leave. So we're walking back to the hotel.
So Eric, what did you like about it?
Okay, what did I like? I felt like Hyperspace Mountain was better than Space Mountain at Disneyland. I felt like Thunder Mountain Railroad was actually better. I like the theming of Phantom Manor with Thunder Mountain Railroad. It was kind of creepy. It was scary. The Phantom. Ooh. And also the castle was fantastic. The Fantasyland. Just like the vibes were great. Some of the rides were more intense. I like Crush's Coaster. That was pretty unique.
So, what did you not like about it?
What did I not like about it? Some of the Walt Disney Studios was a little like kind of mishmashy. It didn't feel as coherent as like the Disneyland park or the parks in California or Orlando. But it was still enjoyable. All the lands were cool. But and also there was a lot of cutting like in line. It was really weird. Like I feel like at Disneyland it was not like that.
Like I feel like when kids do it's fine because like a kid's thing. But
Yeah.
there was like adults doing it.
Yeah.
Like there was like one time where just adults, like we were sitting there, they just fully went in front of us and they got all their friends and we're like, wait, you skipped 2 people.
Yeah.
Like you just skipped us just to be mean, and they were like old.
Yeah.
I was like, guys, what's going on?
And then the smoking was weird too.
Yeah.
There was a lot of smoking, like designated smoking areas, which in Disneyland there was like 2 and they got rid of them both recently. But here there was like 10.
I will say, like, the employees speaking both French and English in, like, the same sentence was pretty impressive.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was pretty cohesive. Like, they'd say it in French so quickly that it just sounded like they're talking English.
And then like the first lady we went up to, I was like, do you speak English? She's like, of course, tell me. And I was like, wow, like it's impressive. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with our efficiency today. We got everything done and then some. I was like, wow, we made it worth it. That's for sure. It was fantastic. What did you think? So it's the next day. We're here at the Louvre. It is crazy. It's way bigger than I thought it would be. It's like an airport underground. We have this crazy ceiling right here. We have an even crazier ceiling right here. We got the Mona Lisa right there. Out there strolling by the sand. Issa just got a belt.
You can. I got it from like a thrift store, but it was like one hole too small or too big actually. And so this I was like working on it for so long, and this guy came up and he was like really into it. He was like, he was only speaking French, so
Yeah.
But like he was like helping me, but then he was like, oh, we'll go to my friend's house and get a knife, and I was like, actually it's fine. And I eventually got it, but he was very kind. Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, and he was like drinking a beer, and then he like put it down, walked
And he was,
away.
like, sweating.
Yeah,
He was,
he
like,
was really
really
sweating.
into the-
He was like, oh, I have like, he's like, I get a knife.
He's like, I've been to a situation like this before. And I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm sorry."
So we have an overnight bus. We're back at the bus station. There are more rats, of course. Crazy. So Issa and I made it to London. We're outside Buckingham Palace. How would you rate Buckingham Palace?
1 King Charles out of 10.
1 out of 10?
No, it's not. I just don't with King Charles like that. So it's like, I don't know. It was cool. I mean, it looks like a capital. It looks like it's a capital.
Yeah, it looks like City Hall. Yeah. Now we're walking through St. James's Park on our way to Westminster Abbey. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Oh.
Sorry.
How was the Louvre? How would you rate the Louvre?
It was great. I wish I had 2 days, and I'm so tired
Yeah.
that I wish I had more time. It's so big. We didn't even go to most of it,
Yeah.
but it was cool. Because we spent like all as much time as we really could there.
For some reason, museums are hard because I feel like it's like you're walking, but you're walking so slow that it's like your feet are like under pressure all day. Here we got Westminster Abbey. As Joey said in Friends, hands down, best abbey I've ever seen. So I was trying to describe Westminster Abbey to Issa. I was like, it's the biggest nun house in England, I think. And she was like, you mean convent? And I was like, oh yeah, it must be, yeah. Got Nelson Mandela right here. Here we got Big Ben, I think, or maybe the Elizabeth Tower. I don't know, it says Elizabeth Tower on the map, but it also looks like Big Ben, so I actually don't know if it's the same thing or something different. We got the very imposing Winston Churchill right here. Churchill. We got Paddington Bear right here eating his marmalade sandwich. Oh yeah. So apparently that Leicester Square has a bunch of theaters around it. There's like a Cineworld and stuff like that. And so they have like movie characters like Paddington. That's pretty cool. It's the next day. We got this cat right here, super friendly. He's like, are you going to the tube?
Hi, kitty. He's like, bye.
It's very interesting. A lot of the cats roam free in these London neighborhoods. I think it's because there's not many predators out there, not many coyotes, because there's not a lot of like wilderness for them. But yeah, a lot free range cats. Who knew? So we're here on the tube going to London Bridge. Now we're here at the Tower Bridge. I thought this was the London Bridge, but it turns out it's called the Tower Bridge, and the London Bridge is down there. And I was like, oh, that's crazy, but it's super cool. We're here outside Shakespeare's Globe. It's Globe Theater. Pretty cool. We got a glimpse inside. So that was cool. So we're here on the Millennium Bridge, a pedestrian bridge on the Thames, the dirty Thames. And I really like the skyline of London. It's a lot of glass. So it's like modern, but it's like integrated with so much history. It's great. Instead of yield, it says give away. We're here back in Leicester Square. This place is more touristy than I thought. There's a lot of like crazy things going on. We got Darth Vader. We got an M&M store that's like 4 stories. Crazy.
It's like Times Square.
Yeah, it's like Times Square a little bit, like you
This
said.
is fun.
And we're going to Chinatown. We're here in Piccadilly Circus. I thought it's like this big fountain. I thought it would be like a circus, but it's kind of like a Times Square. It's like an older Times Square. You got this big board. We've been in the UK for less than 2 whole days, but we keep talking in these British accents. They're just so addicting. Earlier it was bloody raining, but it was a little refreshing because Seattle. We're here at Queen Mary's Garden at Regent's Park. We just had an interesting bus ride where like the bus driver showed up and then some old guy.
Like, it wasn't late for us. Like,
Yeah, we just got there, and then like, so the guy's like, wait, just 1 minute. The plate, I need to change. And then like some old guy was like, you're already 15 minutes late, young man.
And he was like, I'm so sorry, like, the bus isn't working. Which is crazy, because like, I feel like if in San Francisco, if you said to the bus driver, they'd be like, die. Like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's the next day. We're here in Hyde Park. We just went to Princess Diana Memorial, and it was pretty interesting. Like, it was a lot of people like putting their feet in this little river, and like they were like, oh, it like represents her openness or something. I don't know. I felt like they're reaching a little bit there, but you know, it was nice that they had it. You know, I feel like British people sometimes like say like. They just have weird sayings for things. Like they're like, keep dogs on a lead in this instead of leash, like lead. Interesting. Luckily we stumbled upon another Diana memorial. It was much better. It was like she was far away. It was like she's passed on. It was pretty
Made Eric emotionally start crying.
At first I didn't really think like the cars driving on the left side would like really bother me or like be a problem. But like it's actually very confusing. Like they have signs and stuff that tell you which way to look. I didn't realize I was always looking a certain way based on like what I thought, where I thought they'd come from, but you know, I do. You get a great view of the London skyline from this neighborhood, and it's interesting. It actually kind of reminds me of Seattle, just the vibe, just like a bigger city, but like the same vibe, you know, the clouds. It's pretty cool. So we've been in London for a few days, and Issa keeps going to this matcha place called Genki. She has to try all the flavors.
It's so good.
So we're going back near the Shakespeare Globe to go to Genki again to try which flavor today.
Probably rose.
We're on the tube. We were just at Borough Market next to the Genki place. Issa tried to steal my phone while I was filming Peppa Pig, and now we're going to Bond Street.
I was testing him because there's pickpocketers.
Earlier we went to the Wallace collection. It's like this museum. It has Issa's favorite painting, the swing, this one right here. It was pretty cool, very detailed painting. Cool little like exhibition there. And it was like, it's free. It was a really nice place. It was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. We've got a telephone booth right here, classic. So we're here at Abbey Road, the Beatles album. It's the crosswalk right there. We were told it was underwhelming by like multiple people. And they might have been right, you know, but it's fine. You know, something in the way. They move. Right now we're in the neighborhood of Barking. Woo! But ironically, there's a lot of cats. And they're just chilling out here, just catching a vibe, as Issa said. Yeah, they're very friendly. So we're here at Windsor Gardens because we watched Paddington last night, and we saw he lived at 32 Windsor Gardens. So we looked up, where will we find Paddington's house? And so we looked it up, like a quick Google search, and then we just went here, and this is not the place. But it does say Windsor Gardens here. Okay, so we took a bus, and we're at a place literally called, or we're right near a place literally called Paddington Bear's house. So this should be the one. This should be it. So we're here outside Paddington's house. I think this is the one right here. It's pretty cool. We got this cool canal right here. Issa just stole an apple off someone's tree. We went to Paddington Station and we found another Paddington out here.
Actually, shout out Jack.
He's out here. Yeah, shout out to our friend Jack who found this guy. We got this is a real marmalade sandwich. That's good. Good call. Yeah, Issa was kind enough to buy me this Paddington marmalade from the Paddington store. And we went to the Natural History Museum. They had a T-Rex that moved, which was pretty cool. They had an awesome escalator thing. Big blue whale. It's pretty neat. I liked it.
I just know how long.
So we've been staying at this place in Barking. Woo! We have been, every time we get off this train, we have to do this mile walk back to the place. Go on St. Audrey's Walk, and it's spelled so interesting, A-W-D-R-Y, interesting. But it's a good walk, but it's a long one after a long day. It's interesting, in the US, like there's the Honda Fit. Issa drives a Honda Fit, but here it's called the Honda Jazz. So just outside of the place we were staying, like there's like a walk that you kind of walk along the street. It's very American-esque. Just the walk, it's kind of like loud and like a bunch of cars. It's kind of crazy. We're here on this bus. We're the only ones on the top. We got a great view.
We're here for an hour.
An hour long bus. So I realized here in the UK, they have like red lights, but then they have yellow lights for red lights to let you know that the red light is going to be a green light. So like people will start going on the yellow light, on the red yellow light, which I didn't know was a thing. We just went to the observatory. It was pretty neat. Now we're going to the Queen's house. The Queen's house was neat. Apparently it actually was a Queen's house. I don't know which queen, but it had some like art in there. That was pretty cool. We're here at the South Bank Book Festival. We got a great view of the River Thames and the icons across the water. We found this great park for a picnic. We got the London Eye right there. It's pretty cool. Issa says that she is vegan now. She's going Issa is vegan now. She has these new things. Corn.
I was vegetarian before, so I wasn't vegan.
So we made our way to Brighton. Sometimes people call it Brighton and Hove, and the soccer team's called Brighton and Hove Albion. So I don't know, but we missed the ocean. So we went, we can't see it, but the Atlantic Ocean is right out here. We got a great view of the Atlantic Ocean right here, the English Channel on the pier. So one thing that's interesting about Brighton is they actually don't have sand beaches. They have Pebble Beach, which I did not know. And I haven't seen many like Pebble beaches this big before, you know? It's a bunch of big rocks. Not big rocks, but a bunch of little rocks, I mean. And they got wind turbines out there, like way out there. And then right here, apparently a pier burned down. I don't know how long ago. I don't quite know the story yet. But like, there were two piers, one burned down here. It's like, what? As a part of Issa's vegan journey, she got some chips. Some chips, as they call them. Here in Brighton, they have this really cool temple. It's like huge, and it's just like here, like in the center of the city. I actually don't know what the story is behind it. I guess we'll find out. It's interesting. They like mushy peas here. Fish and chips and mushy peas. We're on our way to our favorite British supermarket, Asda, or maybe they'd say Asda here because they seem to say they seem to put like an R on words that end with A, like idea. Well, that's a good idea, isn't it? You know, like they put the idea. You know, it's interesting.
We got David Attenborough right here. We're out here walking. There's this upside down house right here. We're here on the edge of the Atlantic. Issa's like, I gotta touch my toes in the Atlantic. So here we are. It's really cold. I mean, it's not that cold. It's like 65, but it's windy and cloudy and a little rainy. So we both ended up going in the ocean. So we can say we've swam in the Atlantic. We're here on the beach in Brighton, our last day in Brighton. And these seagulls keep coming up to us. And they stole our food yesterday. They stole my bread.
They keep flying low and like trying to get in here. It's so scary.
I also asked the guy we're staying with, like, what it was the story behind the burnt down pier over there. And he was just like, oh, I think someone lit a cigarette and it caught on fire. And I was like, whoa, that's very interesting. So apparently they don't allow smoking on this one. I mean, I guess that makes sense. We're in the train station in Amsterdam. We went on a 12-hour overnight bus ride. It was long, but we're here. I feel like I'm starting to miss the British accent already. The English everywhere. I mean, there is English everywhere here in Netherlands so far. This is a pretty cool train station though. I mean, it's just gonna take us one stop into Amsterdam Central. But like, look, it's got an atrium. It's got a little track here for us. I like it. I'm actually really digging the Netherlands, Amsterdam so far. We got these beautiful canals, the greenery, so many bikes. People bike everywhere here, which I didn't, like, I'd heard that, but I didn't know like how much it was true. And like, there are like entire streets devoted to bikers and no cars. I was like, wow, this is crazy. But like, you got to watch out for the bikers. Like, you're not looking out for cars, you're looking out for the bikers. And the bikers are kind of more bold too, because they're like moving. It's harder to brake. So yeah, it's the next day. We're out here by the canals here, and it's kind of scary because like there's so many different things going on. Like there's some cars, some like trams, and some bicycles that you got to really keep your head on a swivel here. Even though it's pedestrian friendly, you know, like you got to watch out, you know. But the vibes are really good out here, and the architecture, fantastic. We got this massive church ringing a bell here. So we just went to the Amsterdam Cheese Museum. What did you think?
It was good.
It was good?
I'm vegan now.
Oh yeah, but she's vegan. Yeah. Issa said it kind of reminded her of like Bohm's Candies, like the tour. It was kind of like that. Their tour is much bigger. And the Cheese Museum was just like a little downstairs like thing that you can check out. But it was cool. We got some free samples. In Issa's vegan journey, we went to this restaurant called The Green Farmers. Got a hot dog, a vegan hot dog. Did you like it? It was good, yeah. Right now we're in Vondel Park, which is like the biggest park here in Amsterdam. We got a great pond right here, and we got a statue over there. I don't know what it's up yet. There's like this really cool little like magical land over here, but it's like gated off, and there's like a little ravine or river next to it. So, but it's just interesting. I wonder what it is. One thing we noticed about Amsterdam is they're really into fries here, just fries. And they call them chips, just like in England. It's like whole restaurants dedicated to just fries. So we got these fries, pretty good. I mean, we got like the standard with ketchup, but really good. So it's the next day. It's like Pride Week here in Amsterdam, so it's pretty crazy. There's like a parade that's going down the canal. Like, oh, wow.
Who's orange?
We got this cat right here. This is pretty cool. We got this greenery right here with the track. That's epic. We went to this little like jazz performance, like bar kind of club thing, and it was pretty cool. I'd never seen like jazz live before. It had a very like La La Land, Whiplash vibe. I was like, okay, that's what I was looking for. It was pretty good. We're here in the Rijksmuseum garden. I think it's called the Rijksmuseum. I don't know, but beautiful garden right here. So behind the garden, there's like this museum, like alley or like a courtyard. Like there's like the Van Gogh Museum somewhere near here.
Atlanta has something like this.
Oh really?
The Black History Museum, and then like the Coca-Cola Museum, and then like the College Football Museum are like all in the same courtyard.
Oh, I didn't know that. What about the Jimmy Carter Library? Was that there?
That's different.
Oh.
But it's there.
We found our new favorite grocery store. It's this place called like Albert Heijn, and it's like, it's too good. Like the pastries are like 50 cents or something, and like there's like pizza there for like 90 cents. I'm like, oh, give me that fresh mozzarella. Okay. This building looks like a giant sink right here. One of the interesting things about Amsterdam, they don't have many public restrooms. Like the stores don't have many restrooms in them. But what's interesting is they do have a lot of male public restrooms. Because like I was looking for one the other day, and then I found it in the street. It was just there, and it was like really dirty, but it was just like this kind of thing. It was like open. You could just go to the bathroom like in the middle of the street. It was kind of interesting. I'm here with this pastry. It's like this jalapeno, like little kind of croissant roll thing. I don't know, but Albert Heijn, you did it again. I love this little Fiat right here. It's so epic. Next to this really tiny car. We have a pretty epic bridge right here. It's so super long. Got an overpass little thing right there. I think it's a drawbridge too, so that's cool. Shout out to this cat right here. It says it's nap time, but they're awake. They're awake. So Easton and I were trying to figure out how to get to the other side of this like passage thing. And we thought there was a bridge, but it turns out there's not. So we actually have to take a ferry, but it's free for pedestrians, so we're gonna try it out. When we got on the ferry, we didn't realize like where it was going, so like it took us like to this place weren't expecting. So now we're gonna make the most of it. We're gonna walk around here. I think this is still Amsterdam, but it's like this like kind of business parky area, so we'll check it out. Turns out there's not much around here, so we're actually gonna make our way over to like the more busy part. At least it looks more busy. So we're gonna walk across town. This part of town is pretty interesting. It's very America-esque, you know, minus the bike lane. You know, it's like a big road so far. This is what we have. Oh, this grass field is pretty cool. And like this building's pretty interesting. It's like a big tube, like a vacuum, Issa said, which is, that was pretty cool. This is a really interesting neighborhood. It kind of reminds me of Pleasantville for some reason. Like the pink houses, even though that's not even like in the movie, but it's just something about it. It's kind of cool though, I like it. We found this cool little park. We got like a nice like walking path here. And then we got like this kind of ravine, not a ravine, but I think it's a canal, but it's kind of like a river. Beautiful grass. I like this.
Okay, not the next right, but then the next right, then we take a right. Actually, no.
We're out and about again. We made it to the other side, back to the other side. And what's crazy about Amsterdam is some of the weather kind of reminds me of Seattle, but it's like more crazy. I'm pretty sure it's not always like this, but like since we've been here, it's like these like downpours for like 5 minutes, and then it stops and it's all nice again. It's like, what? One really crazy thing about the Netherlands is how good people's English is here. Like it's like not their first language, but they know English, and even their accents sound American. I'm like, what? But I looked it up. Apparently parts of Dutch sound kind of American English. Like apparently the way Americans say A and stuff like that is more like Dutch-like, I guess. So it's easier to like kind of adopt that American accent. Also being exposed to a lot of American media, I think. But it's interesting. It's just like, wait, like you just go into a store and they just start speaking like American English. It's like, whoa, like this is crazy. Look at this like church, like cathedral thing. It looks so ominous with the clouds in the background. Apparently it's called the St. Nicholas Basilica. We got a great setting here. Got this alleyway. I don't know if this is just me, but it's interesting. Amsterdam seems like just a big college campus. You know, very, very party vibe here. You know, you got the music playing. You know, a lot of very youthful vibe. People out and about, biking, walking, a lot of talking. And, you know, it just has that college atmosphere. It's interesting. We're here in the Noord, I think is what they call it, like the north part of the Netherlands. Across the ferry, we went back. We saw a bike get stolen from here the other day, but it was like across the canal, so like we couldn't do anything about it. We were just like, oh, dang. We finally met the people we're staying with, who are like some of the nicest people Issa and I have ever met. Like, they let us stay at their house. They're just like Issa's aunt's friends. They let us stay at their house without even knowing us for like 5 days. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And so they're giving us the rundown of the Netherlands. And apparently they would use, like, to build the Netherlands and a lot of Amsterdam and a lot of the cities, they would have these windmills that would like scoop up water into canals and like keep the water in the canals. Then they could use the land that once had water on it to build on the land, which is crazy. Like, they just created more land to use for themselves, which is like, what? And like, if you look at a map of Amsterdam, you can see how like a long time ago, like they would have like these little strips of land, because that's all they could really do it with that technology. And they would like you know, slowly build out, and then like the more and more it built out, the better and more efficient they got at the churning of the land. So the canals are fewer and far between. It's very interesting. I got this giant Mickey Mouse right here. That's crazy. We're here inside the NDSM Banksy kind of exhibit. I didn't know who this Banksy fellow was. Oh, well, I didn't know who this Banksy guy was until we were in Brighton. Lisa was telling me about Banksy. I was like, apparently like this artist that like does graffiti, but people love it instead of hate it. Like, he just like comes and he's like, but no one knows who he is. Like, oh, it's a Banksy, you know, it's special. Oh my God. Okay. We're here at this place called De Kivua. I don't know. We got a secret garden right here. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, in Europe, all the public bathrooms say WC, and for the longest time, we didn't know what it meant. We're just like, oh, there's a WC, there's a bathroom. But it turns out it's actually water closet. That's what a WC is, water closet. It's so interesting. So the De Kivua is very interesting, the secret garden, and then they got a water closet. We went to a little restaurant there on the water. We were rocking back and forth. I was like, okay, pretty good. It was vegan, that's right. So we're here on this little island called Prinsen Island. It's like part of Amsterdam, but we have the like narrowest bridge in Amsterdam. It's mainly a pedestrian bridge. Pretty cool. It's just very thin. We stumbled upon this cinema that used to be like a classic cinema. It still looks epic from the outside. Look at that. That's cool. So today's our last day in Amsterdam. Great city, nice people, walkable, a little chaotic, a lot of trash, but overall I enjoyed it. Did you like it? It was good. So we're here in Brussels, Belgium. So we took a short train from Amsterdam to the bus station, then we took a bus. So now we're gonna take a train from Brussels to Mons for a volunteering opportunity. So it's been a couple of days. We've been volunteering at this place. We're here in Mons, Belgium, in the downtown. Really nice downtown area. We got a fountain right here. It's very lively. There's music playing. Yeah, good town. The volunteering experience has been interesting so far. So Issa and I finished our volunteering experience in Mons, Belgium. We're now in Brussels. And basically we were just like working on a farm for a little bit. I was like dressed like the guy from Get Out, and it felt like Get Out a little bit. I was a little scared. But you know, we made it and we're here now. And we're going to Berlin soon. So we're gonna stay today in Brussels and then go to Berlin this evening. I just got my head and face wet. It feels nice. We're here at the Parc de Brussels, which is like in front of like the castle or something of the monarchs. Apparently castles or apparently monarchs, or apparently Belgium has like a monarchy, like a constitutional monarchy like England. I didn't know that. So that's pretty interesting. So far what we've taken away from Belgium is that the smaller cities might be actually a little better than the larger cities. I mean, we've only been in Brussels for like, what, 8 hours? But we actually enjoyed Mons quite a bit. Like, it was just like very centralized, small town, great feel. Belgians make more than just waffles. They also make French fries. And
That was my joke.
yeah. But apparently the story behind that, our host at Amsterdam told us that, like, I think when America was like re-invading during World War II, they found like these French-speaking soldiers eating fries, and they were actually Belgian, but they thought they were French because they were speaking French, and so they called them French fries. Very interesting. We're out here in Berlin. We got the Brandenburg Gate right there. I don't know the significance of it, but it does seem like a grand entrance to the main city.
It's the old entrance.
Yeah, the old entrance.
This used to not be Berlin.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Yeah. What's crazy about Germany is that when my mom was here in 1984, she did not go to Berlin because it was technically like in the East Germany area. Or is East Berlin and West Berlin in East Germany? So now it's all Germany. So it's like, wow, we can actually go here. You know, it's like, wow. Right here we got the Reichstag building, which is built in like 1890 something. It's like a very historic government building. And I think it's still in use today. We got the EU flag, the German flag. I like that. That's cool. We got what I think you call the Spree River right over here. It's like the main body of water going through Berlin. I'm pretty sure. So far, the vibes of Berlin seem very historically based. Like, there's like a bunch of memorials. We went to like a Holocaust memorial and like a homosexual like Nazi memorial, and I didn't know they even had that. That was crazy. Issa pointed out that I think this thing right here is actually where the Berlin Wall was. So it's like goes all the way around the city. It's like, whoa, you can just see it while you're walking. It's like, wow. We're here at this trail at this lake that we were recommended to go to. It's called Schlatten See, and it's like a very Washington-esque lake. It's nice. That's been one of the great things about Germany so far. Like when we were coming in on the bus, it was like trees. I hadn't seen forests in what felt like a month. So it was like, wow. We're at the lake. Issa just swam to the other side, and I don't know where she went. She just went up the hill over there. Crazy. We're here outside the Berlin Wall. It's crazy. Like the wall came down like 34 years ago, which like seems like very recent history. Yeah, Berlin's like this thriving city, yet like it was split in two not that long ago. It was actually 36 years ago it was brought down. But what's crazy is like I didn't realize how wide the Berlin Wall was. I thought it was just like this one like big slab, but it's like this whole like thing that they would like watch people. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that. We got this bread guy right here. So one thing that's interesting about Germany that also happened in Bern where they speak German is everything is closed on Sundays. And we had that trouble yesterday trying to find a grocery store that was open, but they were all closed. They're all closed on Sundays. And it's weird because I always thought that like Germany was kind of like the US and like having things open all the time. But I don't know, I guess it's not. But the French did it, and then the British did it too, had it open all the time. So it's very interesting, different cultural aspects of the country. I like the little German crossing guys. Like they're so much more friendly than like the other standard crossing thing. It's like a guy, like a cartoon. It's pretty cool. Still, the best thing about Berlin seems to be the nature. Like we're still technically in the city of Berlin right now, and we're in this forest right here. Like, wow, it's like Washington out here. It's really cool. So we stumbled upon, or actually we recommended this lake by the person we're staying with, and it's like super nice beach, like sand beaches, but the lake, like you gotta walk like probably 200 yards to like get your body fully submerged, which is really interesting. I kind of like it. I like the gradualness to it, but it's just a very odd thing for a lake, you know? This is crazy. So these are actually mosquitoes around us, and I like felt one and I squished it, and then some blood came out, and I don't think it was mine. What's up, guys? So I got up early today to go on a walk to get my move goal, you know, because like we're gonna take like a 5-hour bus to Prague today, and you know I'm always sitting on the bus, I'm like a little antsy. I'm like, I gotta get my move goal today, you know, so I'm like, I gotta get up early to do it today, you know. I think the most impressive thing about Berlin is it's kind of like a living museum. You know, you get to see like what it was like during World War II, before World War II, during the Cold War. It's like it kind of like, and they have all these museums and monuments like they telling you things, and it's like, oh wow, this is so interesting. You know, it's just like everywhere you look, you're like, oh, this was East Berlin like not that long ago. It's like, oh, that's crazy. You know. Also, a lot of their metro and trains are above ground, so that's pretty cool too. You get like a little tour of the city as you go around through it. It's like, okay, that's awesome. Yesterday, Issa asked our host, like, what do they call German Shepherds here? Did they call them just shepherds? And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. But apparently they do call them German Shepherds in Germany. So that's funny. We're out here in Prague, Czech Republic, and it's nice so far. We got this giant promenade. great atmosphere. Okay, yeah, I like it. Right here we have this giant monastery type thing. I don't know if it's a castle or a church, but it's huge and it's like Gothic. It's like, whoa, this is crazy. And then there's a Starbucks right next to it. It's kind of crazy. And then here is the castle, I think from the front. It's crazy tall. Look at this great courtyard right here. This is like Disneyland right here. Like flat, you know, nice, you know, tranquil. Wow. Issa was pointing out this is like a movie set. Like no one's here. It's just like this like brick walkway, these like walls. Crazy. Our host was telling us that Prague is actually one of the most intact cities from Central and Eastern Europe because apparently when the Nazis came to invade it, like they surrendered in like 4 days, so that it wasn't bombed or anything like that. So it was very well preserved after World War II. And so that's why there's so many like old buildings still up here. It's crazy. It was interesting. On the way here, we actually our bus stopped in Dresden, and I only really remember Dresden from the firebombing of Dresden, but it's like still like a thriving city despite all that happened during the war. So it's like interesting to see the difference between cities that were destroyed and cities that are still like very well intact. You know, it's like they find their way. We're out here walking the streets of Prague at night. Apparently, it's really safe. It feels safe, and you know, it's cool. We have a mister right here. It is the next day. We just saw some people on a VR tour of Prague, which is crazy. Like, I don't know what's on there. Could be a camera with subtitles, but who knows? It's the next day. Issa just got a tattoo here in Prague. Crazy. What's the significance behind the tattoo?
It's for my mom.
The hydrangeas in the garden. We're here, we got the river right here. We got the castle on the hill over there. Over the castle on the hill. One thing that I really like about Prague is there's a lot of hills in the city. So you have to like hike a little bit, but it's fun, you know? Got great views. So we're here in Munich. I haven't actually made any videos the last couple days because our host was taking us all around Munich, and like it was like weird to like film. He didn't even know I'd do this, so I was like, I wasn't filming, but he showed us all around. He was like a historian. He knew like every single detail. It was pretty cool, and like he's like, oh yeah, here's this, and then he was like also a chef, so he made us food. I was like, this is crazy, you know? It was so nice. We're out here at this park. I've had this like little bread roll thing with me for like 2 countries now, and wait, eat it. We're out here in Innsbruck, Austria. Look at this. We got the Alps right here. We're like in a valley in the heart of the Alps. It's so far the vibe is it's very comforting. The mountains, it reminds me a lot of North Bend, Washington. So fantastic. Right here we got the Inn River in Innsbruck. Looks very blue. I mean, it's very nice. Looks like it's moving fast though. It's probably really cold, but beautiful river. We got this Fräulein right here, the swimming fanatic, dipping her toes in the water. It's freezing cold.
I'm not going in right today.
Right here we have this beautiful park here in Innsbruck. Like the grass is so like, it's so soft. It's like a golf course. It's like, wow. And then you got these trees. A lot of people were picnicking here earlier, but it's just such a tranquil park. I think it's right by the university too. So it's like, wow, this is kind of like a nice little hangout, you know, kind of like quad area. Yeah, pretty cool. It's the next day. We're out here. We're making our way toward a trailhead right near town. We're gonna see what the wilderness is like out here in the Austrian Alps. We got this cool tunnel right here. It's like a bridge over the Inn River. Super cool. I love when they have these things. I think it's for the rain, but it might be for bikes. I don't know. You know you're back in the Alps when you got the fresh running water right here. Refreshing. So we actually couldn't find like a trailhead, but we did get led to some cows right here. That's pretty cool. So our place in Austria that we're staying at, it's like this cheap kind of hostel thing. Actually, it's pretty good, but the one thing is there's no shower. So, and he said like, oh, the shower, like you can go to the pool after 4 for 260 euros. That's what we've been doing. But the pool is epic. It's really cool. McDonald's has avocado here.
And toast.
And toast. Wow. We took a bus to this trailhead. We got a great view of the mountains over there. There's some cows over there. They were really nice. They're very sweet. One thing that's interesting about Austria so far is that like when we go into a store or something, they speak German, just like in Germany. But like they say ciao at the end of like the transaction, like ciao. And I don't know, I didn't hear that in Germany at all. So maybe that's just an Austrian thing. And it could be the proximity to Italy, but I don't know. Pretty interesting. We got the great expanse of the valley out there into the heart of the Alps. That's really cool. So we've been coming up this trail for a while now, and like we've seen barely anyone. I think it's because there's actually a gondola that takes you basically to the top, but it costs like 20 euros. So we were like, what? You know, we're not taking the gondola. One description that we came up with was that Innsbruck is kind of like Issaquah on steroids. Like it's like the mountains are bigger, the city's like 4 times bigger, but steroids doesn't necessarily mean that it's like bigger and better, you know, it's just bigger, you know, and like because like the downtown's not quite as nice as Issaquah is, you know, but like it is more vast and more like epic, you know, but like Issaquah has its charm in how small it is. I like that. So we kept going up this mountain, and then we realized it led us to like these ski like slopes, and it says this is where the trail was, but like it's all grass and it's like tall grass. It's like it's a battle, but we'll see. Here we got like a ski sign. We got the Olympia because like Innsbruck, I think they hosted 2 Olympics, Winter Olympics. So that's pretty cool. We decided to head back early because like we got totally lost, but you know, it was good. We got some great views of the Alps. So that was awesome. Now we're on the way to the pool again for our shower for the day. You get a nice swim in at the same time. Okay. Another successful pool outing. Got all clean, got a nice swim in. Went on the slide a couple times. Issa almost hit me on the slide because I was so slow. Like I couldn't pick up momentum, and then like I just hear at the end like ah, and I was like but we avoided each other somehow. That was good. After all our time in Innsbruck, we finally discovered like the city center. We got these violinists. It's a nice little place. I like it. It's our last day in Innsbruck. We got to say goodbye to the park, the Hofgarten. Too good. What's up, guys? It's the next day. We're in Venice. Well, technically we're in the city of like Mestra, next to Venice, I think is what it's called. We got a Wednesday poster here, but it says Miracoli instead of Wednesday, which is interesting because you feel like if it was a name, it would just be Wednesday, but they took it as like the day of the week. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So we're staying at this hostel, super fancy hostel. Like it's a hotel / hostel. And it's like, we're on like the 6th floor of this giant building. I'm like, what? We were staying with these people, and like he was snoring so loud. And usually I'm not like a light sleeper. So like he was snoring so loud, like he was calling the cows home, if you know what I mean. Like I was like, are you kidding me? Like at 3 a.m. I was like, oh my God. So we're here in the city of Venice, and it reminds me of Universal because there's a bunch of tourists walking around, and the architecture is so good. You know, it was just like, it's very interesting. It's an interesting vibe. Specifically Universal Florida, Orlando, because it's kind of hot and muggy too. So it's like, there you go. Yesterday we were afraid it was gonna flood because we were like driving through Verona and it was flooded there, and it was like thunderstorms, all this rain. It's crazy. Here we got the Grand Canal. It kind of winds through the city like a serpentine. It's pretty majestic. Venice is like a labyrinth, it seems. There's just like all these alleyways. This low-key looks like the building from The Last Crusade when they're in Venice. I don't think it is, but looks similar. We're walking the streets of Venice, and it really reminds me of Mission Impossible Fallout. Or no, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, when Tom Cruise is running around trying to find that guy. It's pretty cool. Man, this Italian heat is no joke. Like I'm out here, I think it's like 78 degrees, and it's not even that hot, but the sun is beating down. Whew, this is crazy. So apparently, like yesterday, there's a thunderstorm about to hit Venice, but we're still here, so we'll see what happens. The one great thing about the storm clouds is it's much cooler now, so that's cool. So it's the next day. We were basically just like hanging out in these parks all day. I really enjoyed the architecture of the city, but like it also was very busy with like pretty much just tourists. And I feel like I'm not one of those like travelers who's like, oh, it's too touristy. You know, I'm not like that. You know, I go to Disneyland, but like there's just like everyone, like all these tourists, especially at like St. Mark's Basilica or something. There was like a lot of tourists. I was like, whoa, it was hot, you know. It was just like, whoa, like this place is interesting, you know. One thing that's great about Venice though is if you just follow the crowds, you can find your way out of the city, most likely. I feel like Venice is kind of like if you imagine Pike Place Market or like the Embarcadero in San Francisco was an entire city. Like everyone's like trying to like kind of sell you something. Even like the workers at restaurants are like coming up to you and being like, oh, do you want to eat here? And it's like, you know, I feel so powerful just like walking by. Like they're like, ciao, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, ah. Like, girl, I barely want to spend any money at the grocery store. Now you're asking me to spend extra at your fancy restaurant? It's the next day. We're out here in Florence. It's really cool. The mountains here look a lot like Issaquah. It reminds me of Issaquah and like the Arno River. It's pretty cool. I like it. Lots of walking here. Very cool. Here we got Il Duomo by Brunelleschi. You know, it was commissioned by the Medici family. I remember I wrote an essay about this in sophomore year. I got 96, okay. You know, that's how I remember it. It's way bigger than I thought it would look in person because it was built in like the 15th century.
I'm impressed.
This guy is playing Time to Say Goodbye by, I think, Andrea Botticelli.
Oh, okay, I've heard this before.
So far, even though we've been here for only a few hours, I like Florence better than Venice. Just because, like, even though there's like, of course, there's all the touristy stuff, which I'm used to. I kind of like it. Like, it's just not all crammed into one spot. You know, it's nice. We got this guy right here on this horse. That's pretty epic. We're here at the Piazza de Michelangelo, I think is what it's called. We get a great view of Florence. We got the dome out there, the beautiful mountains. Florence is really cool. It kind of reminds me of like you took like the best of like Western Washington and California and just like made it one kind of city. But there's no ocean, so there's that. But like it gives that kind of like West Coast vibe. I like it. We're out here. We stumbled upon this tree thing. It's pretty cool. And this big building. But I don't know what it is. It looks like the dome, but it's not the dome. So, We're at this park on this hill, and it started dumping rain, and we're looking for like a nice place to chill, but we can't find it. But it's an interesting park, and I'm also wearing this hat. This is for Issa's mom. She got it, but like she didn't want to carry it in her bag. There wasn't enough space, so I'm gonna wear it. And just like that, 2 minutes later, we're under the Tuscan sun once again. This pigeon right here looks like a coconut. We're out here, it's the next day. We took a day trip to Pisa, so we're out here. There's the Leaning Tower right there. This is actually like the first structure that I thought was actually bigger than it is. You know, it's actually pretty small. Like the Eiffel Tower, I was like, whoa, that thing is huge. But like this thing is like kind of small. I was like, wow. When Issa and I walked upon it, she was like, wow, it really is leaning. The Leaning Tower of Issa. So we made a short train ride to the town of Lucca, no relation to the movie Lucca. It is in Italy, so there's that. It's Lucca with 2 C's. So one of the interesting things about Lucca is like it was a medieval town, obviously, and they built like a wall around it like most medieval towns, but the wall is actually still intact, and it's like a park that you can walk around the town, and it's like it's pretty cool. You just walk around the town, you get like this upper deck view, and you just get to walk and like just take it in. It's pretty cool. They have this cube right here. It's like the Bean in Chicago, but it's a cube. It's about 3 in the afternoon. This is like my first time like outside today, because like we were like washing clothes, and then like, we made lunch for our host today, and like so I was like, just taking in the Tuscan sun, under the Tuscan sun. You know what's crazy is I think I mentioned in Vancouver, when we were on our way to Vancouver, we actually watched Under the Tuscan Sun at Issa's aunt's house. And now it's like, wow, now we're living it. We're back in Florence. We had to take the train, but there was a strike. So like all the trains were delayed. But luckily we got on one that got us to Florence. And now we got this cat right here, this stray cat. There's also one over there hunting something. It might have caught it, I don't know. And then we get another one back there, just bathing, relaxing. Turns out there's a whole group of stray cats right over here. That's crazy. So we're staying with this guy just one night. At first he was a little scary, but now he's actually really nice. And so we just like cooked him dinner, or Issa did actually.
Made him Mexican food, and then he put olive oil on top.
I put olive oil on the Mexican food. And then he was like, at the end, like, so we had explained to him like, oh, we were in Florence for 2 days. And then we went to stay in with some guy in Castelfiorentino and then came back. But he took it as like we had never even gone to Florence, like the city. So like after dinner he was like, and like we had told him this twice that we had like been to Florence and then came back. And like he was like, no, like you guys, like this is like your opportunity to see Florence. Like this is it. Like this is a perfect time. It's nighttime. No one's gonna be around. And like I live close to the city. He's like, so 2-3 hours, you guys can go on a walk and see the whole city. And it's 9:30 right now.
It's gonna be tomorrow.
Yeah, but we were both too scared to say anything.
Because like we already said it twice. And
Yeah.
I texted it to him too.
And she texted it to him. So we were both too scared to say like, oh no, like we're good. So like we both said, okay, like I guess we can like tour the city for a couple hours. Like I don't.
Maybe like 1 hour.
Maybe like 1 hour. But so we're just out here just kind of meandering around. So it's been about an hour and a half. We've just been chilling by the Arno, which is great. And now we're gonna head back. It's the next day. We're back at the cat corner. We've seen like 5 cats so far. I think they just live in this like shed with this guy maybe. I don't know. There might be a guy in there. But so we just took a 4-hour bus. We're in Rome. We got the metro right here. Pretty epic. We're both super tired though. It's the next day. We're out here in Rome and it is hot. It's like 80 degrees. It's supposed to be like 88. So we got a little lost. We're down this like street, but so far Rome seems, it's kind of crazy. It reminds me of San Francisco a little bit, like the architecture and the roads and stuff like that. I was like, huh, I was not expecting that coming into Rome, you know, but there's kind of like that 19th century architecture style. It's like, oh wow. We're here outside the Colosseum, very big. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of as big as I was expecting. This one, I feel like my expectations were pretty accurate, but I mean, it's so old. It's crazy. It reminds me of Gladiator, you know, and they were fighting in the Colosseum. Kind of crazy. Kind of scary though. Like people like would fight to the death here. It's like we're all just like watching it. So we're out here at the Colosseum. What's interesting is like it's like cracked in half. And I wonder when that happened, because I think like when you look at it, like I know in Gladiator, it's like a circle, like a full circle. So I don't know when it was like cracked in half, but it kind of adds character to it now, you know? So it turns out the Colosseum has free entry every first Sunday of the month. It just happens to be the first Sunday, but it's 88 degrees and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's a line going around the corner to get in. We're like,
It's slow.
it's slow. We're like, yeah, I'm good. But we get a beautiful view on the outside. We can see some of the inside. I'm good. So far, luckily we're in the shade right now. So far, what's gotten me about Rome that's interesting is I've appreciated the natural beauty of it more than like the man-made stuff so far. We got these beautiful trees. We got a lot of hills, which I wasn't expecting. That's really cool. Like we're walking next to the river right now, and there's, I don't know, it kind of gives me a hint of Rivendell from Lord of the Rings. You know, there's something kind of magical about it. I really like it. Does this not look like Rivendell? Like, look at that. Of like the major rivers of Europe, I do feel like this Tiber or Tiber, I don't know how they say it, but I feel like it's the best so far. Like the Seine was pretty clean, but like it was a very city river, and the Thames was like, ugh. But like this is like, okay, you got a blend of nature, you got a blend of city. Okay, this is pretty cool. We're out here near the aqueduct ruins right now, and it's like a bunch of these kind of like, I don't know, pillar things, like kind of, I don't know, like a gate, and it's like these old ruins. It's pretty cool. We got this little cave thing right here. We're here in this park, and we got this great bridge right here we're on. It kind of reminds me of downtown Disney, and then like you don't really notice the road like underneath you. It's like, oh, okay, there was just an extension of the park. It's pretty cool. Here we got the Fountain of Seahorses. This park is really big. It's like kind of like a garden, like slash like park. I think it has a botanical gardens or something. That's what the museum is, I think. I don't know. But it's interesting. It's actually shaped like a heart. And it's like this kind of big heart. I mean, it's kind of loosely shaped like a heart. But it's like, I think it's the biggest park in Rome. So that's cool. We're out here. We're in a new country. We're in Vatican City right now. Got a great view of this, I think, Piazza del Peter or something, I think, maybe. So this is actually St. Peter's Square is the name. And we just went to St. Peter's Basilica. Really grand, like, cathedral. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, pretty cool. It's crazy. In Italy, they have water, like, filling stations, and some of them have, like, sparkling water. Like, I refilled this in this bottle, but, like, it's crazy. We got this piazza right here, and it's the Piazza Novana. I don't know what it was. It was just on the Apple map, so I was like, okay, I'll check it out. They got this big building. Here we got the Pantheon. We got a big, I think it's like a church, maybe? I don't know, actually. But it's very like Greco-Roman style. So what's crazy in Italy is like there are these scammers out on the street, and they like will like try to like sell kids toys. So they'll like play with it themselves, but like with like have no enthusiasm. Just to get like toys, be like, oh mommy, give me that. And like then they'll like scam the person and be like, oh, that's 10 euros. And like, so it's the next day, and it's been so hot lately that like rain theoretically sounds nice, but it's actually pretty bad. Like the power went out, and there's like a thunderstorm. It's kind of crazy. So we're here in Pompei. We're staying in Naples. When we came to Pompei, we had to take a train, then a bus, and a train because the train was down.
We took a subway, then a train.
Oh yeah, subway, train.
Then another train.
Then another train, then a bus, then a train. And it was because the train was getting worked on, the railroad. And we're here in Pompei, and we realized like you have to pay 18 euros to like visit the ruins. And we were like, excuse me? Like people died here. I thought this was like a memorial or something like that. But and like it's like this like crazy attraction like Pompei Plus. It's like Disney Plus Pompei.
Crazy. Maybe like a donation I could see.
Yeah. Like a donation. What's crazy about Mount Vesuvius is like I think it's like even smaller than Tiger Mountain in Issaquah, but it like made such a big destruction of the city. And it's like wow, like it's not just a small mountain, but so much like damage. Whoa.
Little mama.
We're here at this beach right now, and it's really dangerous. Like it's like very rocky, but like it's like one of the only public beaches in the area, so like everyone's here. And it's like I'm starting to appreciate the American beaches because like they're just like California sand beach, Oregon sand with some rocks, you know, Washington sand. It's like you're just like, oh my gosh, like we were slipping. I cut myself a little bit. Issa cut herself worse, but it was okay. But like it's very beautiful, but it's a little scary. So we were recommended to go to that like really dangerous beach, and then we were just walking along like near downtown. We found this epic beach right here. It got sand. It's all calm, safe. What? So we're here waiting for our bus. Our bus is at 10:30. It's like 3:30 right now, but we're chilling. And Issa went to the good beach. So what do you think of Naples so far?
It's good, but it's kind of scary.
Yeah. Not as many scammers here, which is good, but like it's also impossible to cross the street. So it's like, okay, like
there's very little organization with anything.
Like
the buildings and
yeah, like what I said about Amsterdam with like the bicycles, how it's like scary, but they're bicycles, you know? But here, like imagine the bicycles were replaced with mopeds and cars. And it was like, oh my gosh, you know, not walker friendly. It's like the beautiful landscape, but like a lot of litter, a lot of trash all over the city. But like, and like the beaches are kind of rocky and scary. But the good one, it's dirty, but you know, it's cool. But yeah, the tight streets, mopeds, and like they don't care about you either. They're just going like. When we got here, there was a guy like juking out Issa on the sidewalk with like a moped. It was crazy.
It was way what?
He like drove toward you and avoided you at the last minute just on purpose, and he like looked at you.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah, but he was like 13, but still. We haven't tried pizza yet, which Naples is like known for, but like I feel like it'll be like other pizza. But we, you know, you never know.
They're on lunch break right now.
They're on lunch break. Yeah, we were gonna go, but they're all said closing soon. We're like, closing soon at 2? But no, they all have lunch break from like 2:30 to 5. So it's like, we have an olive tree right here. That's pretty cool.
So it's like nighttime and we just entered into this like kind of Disneyland-esque mall. We got this great architecture, kind of like a fake night feeling, which is cool. Very unexpected. So we're getting ready for the bus out here.
I never thought I'd be getting ready with a bunch of young people going out clubbing in the middle of a downtown next to a castle while Eric's brushing his teeth and I'm washing my face in public. It's kind of scary.
These nice guys from like the UK or something gave us these tickets for free yesterday. They're like, oh, we're not going to use them. And they work. And that was pretty cool. And like the city always has this 4 on there. I don't know what it's for. It might be that like the Napoli team has won their fourth championship. I don't know for sure. Possibly. They also love Diego Maradona here. And I was like, why? Because like he's from Argentina. He's a really good soccer player, but he's from Argentina. But then I realized he played for the club Napoli for a while, so they love Maradona here. So we just completed our like 10.5-hour overnight bus ride. I think I got 2 hours of sleep because like I realized like our host like offered us some espresso at like 5 p.m. and I was like, sure, why not? And I had another one. And then like I also took melatonin before so I could sleep, but I was like in this crazy state where I felt drowsy but just didn't sleep, and it was crazy. But you know, we made it. We're here in Genoa. So we're here in Genoa, and like we've noticed like this more kind of like traditional, like stereotypical Italian feel to it. You know, it's like the pretty buildings, like, and like we're staying with this guy. He's not crazy, but he's like a crazy swimmer. Like he jumped off a rock in front of his house to like swim in the ocean. I was like scared, but like he's a good swimmer. And his house is like on the beach. Like it has a crazy view of like the coast, the beach. It's like, whoa, it's crazy. Here we got this super narrow walkway. Pretty cool, cobblestone, brick. It's pretty interesting. We just had a great day at the beach. I love getting hit by the waves, by the shore. We got a great view of the ocean right there. What's interesting about these coastal towns, usually there's just a lot of stairs, so like you have to walk up. But you always get a great view, so it's like, okay. It's our last day in Genoa, last day in Italy. We're walking around Genoa, waiting for our bus. It's at like 8. And yeah, we're just enjoying this park right here. It's a nice park. We got this great waterfall right here. That's pretty cool. You can even go behind the waterfall right here. Oh. They even got a great view of the city. You can see the ocean. I like that. Look, at this time we're coming from the park. We're going downhill. Okay. So what do we think of Genoa?
I think it's really good. I think it's my favorite of the Italian cities. It kind of reminded me of San Francisco. There's something just saying that.
Yeah.
I really liked it. It was good.
Yeah.
Beaches were nicer.
Beaches are nice, yeah. Architecture.
It's cool.
Pretty cool.
I mean, I think it has typical like negative things about cities that a lot of American cities have, like drugs and stuff. But I think it felt, the riffraff felt more American than me. Like it was like litter, but it was like homelessness, which I don't know. I don't mind, you know.
So we're here in Turin. We just got here. It's about 10:20. And like a month or so ago, I was like booking these buses, and I gave Issa 2 options. I was like, so either we wake up really early to leave Genoa in the morning, and we have to like disturb whoever we're staying with.
Or we have to pay
What?
for a place.
Oh yeah, and we have to pay for a place. Or we take a bus from Genoa at 7:55, get here at 10, and then wait 4.5 hours for a bus at 2:30 a.m. to go to Geneva. And so we went with the overnight bus, the 4-hour layover in the middle of Torino. We've never been here. We're just like gonna stay here for 4 hours in the middle of the night, but it's gonna be fun. Issa's doing skincare. It's almost midnight. A lot of people are coming back from the Juventus game because like the soccer club Juventus plays in Torino, so that's pretty interesting. Our bus has been delayed 45 minutes. And it was supposed to be here 20 minutes ago. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. It was supposed to be here 20 minutes ago. It is not, but it's on its way. So our bus eventually came. We're now in Geneva. The bus, we showed up like an hour and 10 minutes late. But the good news is Lidl is just now opening. Ooh, Lidl. So 7:30, We're gonna go to Lido, get some pastries. Ooh. It's crazy. I think we got so used to Italy. Now it's like cold here. It's like, ooh, I'm getting the shivers. I feel like it's like, I don't know, like 40 degrees, but it's probably warmer than that. It's crazy. We're here in Lausanne. It's beautiful. We've got a beautiful view of the lake, the mountain, but I'm still so tired from like the overnight bus. I'm like kind of delusional, but you know, I'm still taking it in. It's fantastic. It's crazy being back here in Lausanne. I forgot how much I love Lausanne. Like almost all their bathrooms are like public bathrooms are free. It's crazy. And like around Europe, you gotta pay. And I hear it's like, it's free. I'm like, okay. There's something about this font. Even like the way it's like carved into there. It's like, that's good, you know?
When I'm older, I want a house like this. Is that too much to ask for?
It's our last full day in Europe. And like for final impressions on the European continent, even though we only went to like 10 countries, it's like, I feel like it's very easy to navigate. You know, like we were able to take a bus. It was really easy, pretty cheap to get around. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like I feel like in the US, like you need a car to get from like, if you're going from Seattle to Portland or something, it's like you got to drive there yourself or you got to take a long bus. Maybe the Amtrak, I don't know, but you know, so like it's hard to get around from place to place. Here it's easy, get around within the city, get around from like city to city, country to country, easy, you know, easy to navigate. I like that. The grocery stores are pretty good, especially with the pastries. The pastries are fantastic. They're cheap. They're so tasty. Like, but there aren't as many like superstores. It's not like you can find like everything at the supermarket. Like for example, Mexican food. You know, you can't find Mexican food here. Now I get it. It's not the same continent as Mexico, like America, but it's like, oh wait, what? Where is it? Where are the tortillas?
No black beans.
And no black beans. They're like, what are those? You know. One thing that's interesting about Europe is that like everything's densely populated. You know, of course, like you got like a lot of people living in like the same kind of quarters, which I mean isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just interesting. It's a difference from the US. But what's also interesting is like the way they use land here is different than the US, because like for example the UK, you can't go like anywhere pretty much without finding like land that someone owns or something. It's kind of scary. It's like there's civilization everywhere. Well, like in a place like Washington, like there's like the mountains and stuff. It's like all like federal land, you know. So it's like no one really does anything with it, which I like. I'm like, okay, there we go. Okay, like got the wilderness. You can find the wilderness. That's what's really cool about the US, I think. But something that's also interesting about Europe versus the US is the health thing. Like I do think Europeans are healthier, of course, because like that's like the common trope, but it may not be for reasons that like everyone says. Like I think it's like the means of the society make people healthier. Like you use public transport, so you got to walk to the station like 10 minutes a day. So you walk 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back. That's 20 minutes of exercise for the day, you know. While like Americans, they just get in their car, drive, and go to work, drive back. You know, that's like you don't get as much exercise in America because like there's not like that kind of setup. But what I do notice is that people smoke cigarettes a lot more here, and they tend to drink a lot more here too. So I feel like it's like, you know, the remedies of life, you know, the vices of life are still very present here. And like also the food, like they got KFC everywhere, they got McDonald's everywhere, and it's packed. Like people are going to McDonald's, but it's like the thing around like the way they operate on their day-to-day lives, I think is what keeps them more healthy than Americans, which is just interesting, you know. We just saw this awesome Swiss citizen, the guy who just ran by behind me. He was picking up the trash over here. I was filming it, you know, like commemorating the moment. He was like, stop, like,
You're filming a stranger.
filming a stranger, but he was a king. He was cleaning up. I like that. So we're here. It's our last day. We're at this Lausanne train station, and it's actually so cool. Like it shows you like where you are on the platform, and like. And it shows you how busy each car is, and it shows you where you're gonna board based on where you are on the platform, and it's like, ooh, it's so organized, it's crazy. And our train got here 7 minutes early. It's crazy.
I better than to have a train late to an airport that's like messy.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna have it late. I think they just got here early. We're here at the back of the train in the kids zone, and they have like special tables, they have a play area. We made it back to Iceland, Keflavik International Airport once again. So now after traveling Would you live in Europe?
No, but I would definitely travel back. I like America.
Yeah. Help me appreciate that. One of the things about this trip that's been interesting is I felt like going to Europe for 80 days, I'd come back like, you know, a changed person or something. But, you know, my dad always says, like, wherever you go, there you are. And I feel like that's never rung more true than now, because I'm realizing, like, just because I went somewhere for a long time doesn't mean, like, I left myself or, like, you know, I changed that much, you know, as a person, which I actually kind of like. It's just, like, it's kind of comforting to know that even when you do something kind of, like, crazy, like, I was really scared at the beginning of this trip. Like, when I was recording myself at the airport, I was like, what am I doing? My heart was racing. I was like, but, like, just kind of knowing that even when you do, like, weird things, you're not going to change that much. I feel like that's kind of reassuring, you know? Like, the only thing that may have changed a little bit is that I feel a little more patient now, just practicing waiting, because, like, we're waiting right now to, like, go on this flight, and, like, just waiting for buses, just, like, chilling in parks, just not doing anything, just being okay, just, like, chilling. So I feel like that, but other than that, I feel pretty much the same. It was crazy coming off the plane. It was 45 degrees. We got a feel of that chill air. We were like, whoa, that's crazy. And, like, it's 45, but it's windy.
For security reasons, we kindly ask you not to leave your baggage unattended.
When we had the overnight, that recording there would play every 30 minutes. So then, like, I was trying to sleep and I'd hear it. And, like, so now it haunts me. But the wind chill here right now is 30 degrees because it's so windy, even though it's 45 degrees. I was like, it's so interesting. I thought this was, like, a big airport, but, like, there aren't many flights. Like, there's, like, 10 flights left in the whole airport for the rest of the day. Like, and it's like 6 o'clock in the afternoon. It's really strange. Like, it's very empty. It's crazy. This is where I slept for our layover, our 17-hour layover when we got here. Wow. So we made it back to Sea-Tac, and we had, like, an Airbus plane that had, like, this, like, 360 view of the plane. That was pretty epic. Oh yeah, we flew over Greenland, which was pretty cool. We flew near Hudson Bay in Canada. That was pretty cool. We just made it through border control. I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception, making it through. It was, you know, it's been a good trip. You know, I'm glad you came along with us, and I hope you enjoyed it. I did. I took a lot away from it, I think. Yeah, and hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.